Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Listing a pros and cons of finding out my wife, F26, cheated on me, M27, 4-year marriage, to give her a second chance. Advice. Long story short, she had kissed and fooled around with another man and hid the truth from me until I dug so deep to find out, and only reason she stopped halfway through fooling around since she felt guilty when I was blowing her phone up at the time. Fast forward a week later, she hid all these texts/calls and exchanged pictures, eventually planned on meeting up after she dropped me off at the airport. I was sent to go train across the country for military training. But I caught her by grabbing her phone forcefully on the day before she dropped me off at the airport for training. Reading the two conversation, them two planned on meeting up at my ducking house after I get dropped off where I sleep and my kid, exchanged sexy pictures and ended it before it got to nudes. Confronting her and giving her phone back to talk, she begged for a second chance but immediately texted him, "Sorry, he's so annoying, text you later," which I found out later. Honestly, do cheaters actually feel remorseful and redeem themselves, or repeat the same mistake but smarter? Because I confronted the guy she had physically kissed and fooled around with, and he broke down and told me they hooked up and did it with a condom. Now she says he's a liar, all they did was kiss and talked about his brother passing away. What the duck, who should I believe? Obviously the man is going through some shit, losing his brother through cancer. She's lying. The guy has no reason to tell you they had sex when they didn't. She had every reason to downplay their encounter. This, the first and most important lesson. Cheaters protect themselves with lies. It's never about you, but what they get from any conveyance. By giving you a half story you won't leave her, and she gets to keep cheating. In fact, I'd be willing to bet they didn't use a condom. Guy has reason to downplay that to make it look better. Go get an STD test. Sorry. What are the pros? I know this will sound like generic advice, but that text she made after you confronted her displays an incredible lack of respect/contempt for you. Do you think so little of yourself that you'd stay with someone who despises you? Your child needs to see, now or later, an example of what to do when you're disrespected. Yes, growing up in two homes is hard. But growing up in one broken one is harder. Also believe the guy, he has less reason to lie to you about that. Wishing you the best, man. Thank you. Honestly, I'm torn apart in two different directions because she's my first real relationship in my life. I told her that if I found out anything physical happened I would leave her. Now she's withholding it from me. Even the marriage counseling pulled out a bit of the truth from her. You're right, she dragged my self-esteem through the mud. It's hard to get back up. I would suggest I see before any marriage counseling. It isn't a good sign that she is still lying and withholding from you. Why would you even want to anyway? You know the truth. You have seen the messages. You know what they were planning to do. They previously were FWB and the guy admitted it. What more do you need? She may never admit to anything. Hope you are consulting with a lawyer ASAP. She may fess up when you serve her, but then again you already know the truth. You are still young, you have time to heal and have a relationship with someone more emotionally ready to have a marriage. Sorry, this happened to you, man. Thank you for the harsh reality. You're absolutely right. Didn't mean for it to be harsh, but sometimes an internet stranger can see things a bit clearer than someone going through a bad situation. Good luck to you, man. Please don't do the pick-me dance. It isn't worth it. Take care of yourself and your child above all else. Also, don't ever marry a woman who has kept an FWB in her past. That damages women beyond repair in many cases, or most cases that I've seen. I've watched many a friend go down that path. Girls I was into in HS and who I am now so glad I kept it platonic with, because none of them are capable of any sort of real fidelity with anyone at this point in our mid-30s. Once you've picked a lifestyle around your sexuality, it's almost impossible to switch back. It's like once you've learned to break romantic bonds so easily, you are unable to keep them without extreme effort after that, and the way she speaks of you to him shows she has no real love for you, and probably isn't capable of it anymore with anyone. Just shitty timing. In 5 days is the day of our daughter anniversary since we had a miscarriage together. So sorry to hear that. Please take care of yourself. Every betrayed spouse tells the same story, except for the very few that actually reconcile. They all wish they would have gone directly to divorce immediately instead of wasting years trying to make it work with someone that was incapable of fixing themselves. There are signs you can look for to determine if she has honest regret and a willingness to make your relationship work after betraying you. The first being her willingness to be honest about the betrayal. Until she does that, something you have no reconciliation attempt. You don't need to be torn apart. Things that happen after confronting have a lot to tell about the WS. If she did that text, there are high chances that either they already hooked up or sooner or later it would happen. The thing about people having the first real relationship and then finding their spouse wayward is daunting. I have been there, but don't worry buddy, you will do just fine without her, and there are plenty of girls out there who would be loyal to you. Why would he lie? He gains nothing. Save yourself a world of grief. There are no pros. This. Take care of your money. Take care of your money. Depending on whether she works etc. Take at least half of any joint liquid assets and put it in a separate account. Cancel credit cards and replace them with debit cards so she can't run you into debt and then leave you for the other guy. Think she won't? Think she would never do that? She is not the person you think she is, so maybe she would. Don't be afraid of a divorce. It could be the best path to mentally healthy you, which will make you a better parent than being a dad stuck in a marriage with a woman you can never trust. Moving forward with divorce is the best way to learn whether she actually wants to be married to you and to get the truth if she does want to stay married. Moving forward with divorce is the best path to reconciliation if she wants to remain married. Without the possibility of divorce, the motivation to do the hard work of reconciliation is much reduced and she will be unlikely to make the hard necessary changes. You can stop the divorce proceedings or put them on hold at any time. I am not against reconciliation, but you need to be on the best path towards it. Once you have the ball rolling on these two things, you have put yourself in a position to protect yourself from further betrayal, and you can begin to consider whether living apart or reconciliation are your short-term goals. Her apology text to the guy immediately after being found really tells you all you need to know. Her reaction was not remorse, it was to apologize for you being upset she was cheating. The only pro is so you can look back one day and know that you gave it everything you had, and you won't have to wonder if it would have worked if you'd tried. Been there. Sorry, but she very likely did hook up with him. She might say she made a mistake, but a mistake is leaving the oven on or losing your keys. She has, for months, made thousands of conscientious decisions to put her own needs first and to lie, deceive, disrespect, and, by being intimate with someone else, risked your health. You deserve to be happy, and I can tell you from personal experience, it would take a lot of time and effort for you to ever truly trust or be happy with her. And the truth is, you'll likely never fully trust her, which means it's almost impossible for you to be happy. I know what you're going through and I feel for you. The best advice I can give is to seek out a therapist. That was integral in my healing and moving on. Thank you, brother. They used to be friends with benefits in high school. Middle, I just needed some third perspective that wasn't biased. Why would he lie about having sex with your wife? Wouldn't it have been easier for him to say that they fooled around but stopped before it got too far, especially if he was trying to avoid a possible beatdown from an enraged husband? What did you think they were going to do at your home when you were away? Have coffee? Your wife is the liar. Sorry, man. You can't give second chances and forgive until you know what you are forgiving for, and her lying prevents you from knowing, but you can absolutely end the marriage knowing what you know. Here's a little factoid: an incredible amount of cheaters, when caught, swear to all things holy that they couldn't go through with the deed. They stopped out of guilt, or they were in the bedroom but only kissed. The factoid: every single instance of those are lies. Every single one. They ducked, period, end of story. She wasn't overcome with guilt, she did enjoy the sex, it probably lasted a while. And she's only sorry she was caught. Most often, affair sex is unprotected, though not always. The sex is hot and steamy, and being responsible isn't exactly the strong suit of cheaters. So here you are with her still lying to you, and you trying to figure out if you should stay. As a Marine who has experience with a Jodie, I'll give you the advice I got, and listen to. Dump her where she stands, it'll hurt for a while, but you won't regret it. She is not remorseful, she didn't confess, and, well, you will be deployed from time to time. The next time you get orders, even if it's for a few days away, she will absolutely jump on whatever dick that she wants to. Why? Well, because she's an unremorseful cheater, and you will have just rewarded her betrayal by giving her a second chance. Without genuine remorse, accountability, and consequences, cheaters continue to cheat, cheaters continue to lie. End of story. I'm not saying y'all couldn't reconcile someday in the future, but today isn't that day. Hold her accountable, hand her consequences, and watch from a distance what she does. Do not listen to her words are useless, her actions are everything. If she isn't 100% remorseful, you have 0% chance of reconciling successfully. I'm a guy who takes heat for suggesting reconciliation. Some marriages do recover, but the WS has to be really remorseful. Is she taking the blame or rug sweeping? Or worse, blaming you? She deflected at first when we first talked, saying she didn't cheat, and still isn't admitting no sex was involved, yet she shaved, shower and perfume already on the day of the incident, unamused face. I told her shit, all the stars must have aligned and mighty coincidence. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.